Hi there, and good evening. Sorry, it is evening here in Norway now, and I'm in my office. Just wanted to give you all an update. Um, we are on our, is it the 5th day or the 6th day? Hi there, Trish. Good to see you. Um, uh, Lockdown, self-isolation. We are not in quarantine, but well, we could just as well have been, because it's we have the opportunity to have home office, and kids are home from the schools are closed, so we have everything we need, so we are in self-isolation. I am learning things and I'm going to talk a little bit about that, and watch out for authoritarian laws that they will use the crisis to pass. Yes. So more and more countries are in lockdown mode, meaning that everything is closed, schools closed, universities closed, borders closed. You can still go and buy stuff in the shops, but everything else is closed. So, first of all, what I'm learning is things that affects me on a personal level, health-wise. Silly stuff, like we just had dinner and I seem to have swallowed a fish bone, a tiny fish bone, and I got worried. What if it gets stuck, the little fish bone? What if it gets stuck? I don't want to go to hospital now, you know. What else is there? Yes, I'm. If you didn't know, I have a neck fracture from many years ago, which gives me headaches and my migraines. I guess you could call them migraines. I struggle with headaches a lot. I can't speak louder, and let me know if you can always increase the volume on your device. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Yeah, Trish can hear me. Yes, yes, okay. Okay, so let me just continue. I have a problem. I have headaches, and I get prescription medicine. In Norway, it's a little bit stricter than in other countries. So in other countries, you could probably buy the medicine for the headache, but I have to have a prescription. So I have started rationing that medicine for my headache, which means that today I've suffered from a headache all day, but I can't take anything for it because I have to save it for when it it gets really bad, really bad. Robert says, I got the virus. Shout out to my fellow tribe. Keep it strong. Well, sorry to hear that, but I'm sure, you know, you will be fine. You will be fine, and you will be fine. The tribe is with you. And it feels silly to talk about the headache right now, but I'll use it as an example. Things I'm learning, and I think many people are learning these things now, and I thought I was prepared, but when it comes to that, I was not. So I can only take the headache medicine when it gets so bad that my vision is impaired and I get all dizzy and nausea and all that. So because I need to keep myself in working mode, I need to keep still writing every day. But today was quite bad. Um, so it was quite bad. It still is, and I'm in the frame in the picture here. I can see my face, so I can kind of tell that it's like that. Uh, that's one thing. One other thing is that we have started to eat more of to get used to more of the food, that we have stored. Apparently, I'm spoilt when it comes to food. I am very spoilt. Uh, and I used to call my eating habits healthy, which I would say I had healthy eating habits. Lots of, I've never been a big fan of vegetables. I know. I like ginger, by the way. um, but meat and chicken, that I've been eating a lot of that. That's the main staple of my diet, actually. But now it's all, canned food and dry food, things like that. Um, so I'm not feeling well because of that, actually. um, but it's just, I guess one can get used to it. So a little bit spoiled there. So those two things are kind of what I've learned right now, and yeah. But then I'm learning new things when it comes to the society as a whole. I am preparing a video for the main channel, um, which some people will not like. I'm going to talk about basically, I don't want to give away the title, but of the video. It will be up tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. I can't go to an acupuncturist. They're all closed. I can't go to the doctors. They're all closed. Unless you're, dying, you can't go there. So they all are, even the students, everyone who has been doing some kind of work in the medical field, they are now being recruited to deal with the coronavirus pandemic. So they are even sending out information to pregnant women, saying that, and this is, I'm not making this up. It's actually, they are actually sending out information to pregnant women, saying that you might have to give birth alone, and if so, then this is what you need to do. So it is actually that bad. So I don't think going for me with a headache, going to the doctors, it's not really going to be prioritized. So yeah, I'm getting a little bit worried when it comes to how this will affect our freedom. I'm not going to talk in length about that now, but it worries me how the government, in a matter of not days but hours, are implementing new laws, are discussing it. I'm not optimistic about what comes after this. So I think, okay, you have two kinds of people, okay? People who value freedom above all else, and I happen to be one of those people. And then you have people who are not like that, who will accept to be ruled over, to have their at least some of their freedoms taken away. I think that we're going to see families breaking up over an issue like that. Divorces. I think we're going to see, we might even see people moving from the European countries to places like North America, just off the top of my head, Russia, in fact. Oh, Dickie Goodman. Hi Björn, I'm in the Bay Area shelter in place. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, so, well, thank you. So I'm a little bit worried about what comes next, what comes after this. In places like Italy, there is a curfew. The government is deciding when you can go out. So it's, I'm hearing myself saying this, and it sounds like something from a movie, right? But I know that the majority of the population in the countries will agree, and they will say, well, at least to start with, they will say, yes, we want this. Yes, we want this, because it's all for good cause. And they will actually condemn you if you say that, well, no, we can't do that. We will lose ourselves, we will lose our freedom if we say yes to that, if we accept that. And dramatic measures, things I can't even imagine right now, will maybe be implemented. And that worries me. And I know, I know with myself, in my heart, so to speak, I cannot live in a country where my freedom is being taken away. I can't do that. Now, of course, what does freedom mean? It means different things to different people, I guess. But for me, one thing I can tell you one thing that one example. For instance, what if they have a vaccine? Which in my mind would be great. That would be awesome if they could have a safe vaccine. What if they say that you have to take it? Well, maybe I'm being called a murderer if I say that's not a good idea, to say it's mandatory. Well, but here's the thing. If you say yes to that, what's next? Then there's another vaccine, another one. The point is, they will decide what chemicals they put in your body. You will not be the one who decides that. And that should worry anyone who has an IQ higher than his shoe number, okay? And that, by the way, has nothing to do with the discussion about whether vaccines are dangerous or not and all that. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with your bodily integrity. What about, and here's another example. What about um, what about if they say that you have to be tracked? They have to track you because you could be carrying the virus. So now you will have a tracking device. As I've said before, or have I? Or maybe I edited that part out in that video. I can't remember. If you have a smartphone, you have a tracking device. I'm talking to a smartphone now, and I'm very aware that the technology to record and listen to what I'm saying here. Obviously, this is a YouTube video, but you know, whatever it's always listening, that smartphone, okay? So what if they say you have to have a tracking device? Probably they won't say that. They will just say that, well, now we might use your smartphone to track you, and that's fine. You don't have to worry about that. There's a reason why I normally don't bring my smartphone with me, you know. And this is not about conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy theory. Several countries, they are already doing that. I mean, it's not a secret, and they are saying it in the news. We are now using your smartphone to track you so that we can follow the spread of the virus and keep people to limit the spread of the virus, you know, which is a good thing. But they are tracking in those countries. They are already tracking you. So is that okay? I don't think it's okay. But some people will say that, well, I have nothing to hide. Well, let me tell you, I've been a therapist. I can tell you, everyone has something to hide. Everyone has something to hide. I would actually say that most people have a lot to hide. Yeah. I would actually say also that if you have the record, you know, of every online activity, there is more than enough there. And I'm talking even the most common family father, family mother, even the most common mainstream, not mainstream, but you know, just an ordinary person. There is more than enough there to take that person down in every sense. In you know, it's just, that's the way we are. We are curious as human beings. We yeah. So yeah, and it says here, Björn, what's the point with the monetization? I have my channels. I have my channels. They are monetized. Some videos are not monetized. YouTube said that they will now be monetizing some of the videos where people talk about the coronavirus again, because they were criticized because they kept they hid the information that people needed. So I think it's I mean, I hope it's okay that I have my videos monetized. This is a live stream, obviously, but I do think it's fair that I make a little bit of money on this. Robert, I think we're all with you, and stay strong. You will get through this, and you will get through this. So what can I say? It's, you know, it's hard now, but you will get through this, and yeah, just take 1 minute at a time, or take 1 hour at a time. When it gets really tough, take 1 minute at a time. Yeah. So okay, so let me talk a little bit more about what I'm learning. I'm more careful now. I'm more careful just because I know it will be very difficult to get medical assistance if something happens. So I was moving some rocks. I know, shouldn't do that. But my son was helping me, but I didn't. I normally, big rocks. So, but I'm kind of strong, so I would just have lifted them up, um, but I rolled the rocks. I was on my knees and I rolled the rocks now. Yeah. So, yeah, that hernia. It worries me a little bit. But I think I'll be fine. I have no pain in my stomach, nothing. So, yeah, and the Norwegian government, in its wisdom, has now said that they are considering. Listen to this. They are considering opening the schools again, which to me sounds like pure madness. So what I'm hoping, well, thank you, Kevin. So what I'm hoping is that they said that, well, we will start by only opening schools for, in Norway we have a little bit trying to, not high school, well, college, is it college maybe? Well, opening it to those who need to have an exam, right? Is that what you call it? At the end of the school, you have a big test, exams. Yeah, I think it's that's what it's called. No, yeah. But anyway, that would be madness, pure madness. In this day and age, they can do that online. And I have a daughter who, she's not in college, but that would be the equivalent of high school, I think. So she was supposed to have the exams, but I mean, it would be so simple to do that online. So I'm like, and they're almost saying it out loud that, and let me just reply to that comment there. If I could do a survival prep video, I am not at all very good at those issues, but I think that's actually something I will be kind of expanding into for obvious reasons. I thought I was prepared, but I made some very big mistakes. The not having enough of the medicine, the painkiller, is one mistake that I can just tell you, my head is hurting so much now. So it's I can only sit and stand, and I can sit. I can't lean back. It's not a good day for me. Um, it's not a good day. So I'm learning, and one other thing is that I would really want some eggs. I don't like eggs. I know I can go to the stores and buy eggs. I can still do that. But it's like I've been considering to have chickens, you know. I can, and it was not, my wife didn't want to have chickens. And I thought, well, yeah. I thought in my wisdom that, well, what if there's another one of those rounds with the bird flu? And they said that they were threatening all the people who had chickens, that you have to kill the chickens, and I wouldn't do that, So I want the eggs. So yeah, it's a bit of irony there. Water. I'm good on water. Yeah. And we have enough food, but I underestimated how picky I am when it comes to food. I guess when you're hungry enough, you will just eat anything. But at the moment, we can go to the stores, and we have ordered food actually delivered to our door. I think most people do that in Norway now. But it's a bit of a trial, at least for me, right now, to see how I'm coping with the whole thing. If it gets really bad, I can't get the headache medicine. So what I'm hoping when it comes to the headache medicine is that it's a very slim hope. My books they are audio, so you can go and buy them. They are some of them at least. You can get them in audio and as ebooks as well. What was I saying? Well, a slim hope I have when it comes to the painkillers is that I have developed some what's it called, that when you're addicted, I'm not addicted, but if there is some kind of that effect going on, I will probably get less headache, and when I take the headache medicine, it will be more effective. I don't think that's the case, because I haven't been taking that much of it, and but if that's the case, then I will actually be better off than I'm not going to do any piercing. No, I'm sorry, not going to happen. No. Yeah, but anyway, so there's that, and there's I'm a little bit picky on the food. And yeah, I think also I'm not surprised at the Norwegian government. I think that they are implementing laws in such a rapid manner. But it's it's a little bit of disappointment. Now, I guess I woke up when they decided where people can live, where they can be, where they can stay. So I think right now it's not a law that, well, okay, let me go back a few steps. So in Norway right now, you cannot go and stay at your summer house or in your at your mountain cabin if you have one. You have to stay, if you have a flat in the city, you have to stay there. It's not actually a law, but they've given, the Norwegian government has, as far as I can understand, they've given every county in Norway the authority to deny people to come there. And of course, it's sensible, you know. It's sensible because then they don't want people from the cities to carry the virus into areas where there is no virus. So, yeah. So it's sensible, but it's still something that tells me that they are willing to restrict your movements, and I think they're willing to go further as well. If we get and I'll quote Tim Pool actually here. I think he lives in New Jersey. They were talking about the situation there, and I think it was like the governor said that he strongly suggested that people don't go out after maybe, was it 8 o'clock in the evening? And I would be okay with that. I would be totally okay with that. But when that becomes a law so that the police can get you and you will be punished if you're outside after 8 o'clock in the evening, that's when I go to somewhere else. That's when I can't stay in a place. I could not live in a place like that. So that would be a problem. But then again, where should you go? I mean, that's what I'm asking myself. The border is closed. Yeah. So yeah, let me jump into the pain killing thing. I had a project actually going to. I work on things. I do some research before I make the videos. Sometimes I discover that there is too much research, so I can't. It will take too much time. But one of those projects I had was to read up on and find the plants that has medical properties, because we're basically, if you live in a forest or, well, you know, near a forest, it's, you're basically living in a pharmacy. And I bought some books, and I was planning to go out there. It's still a little bit early, but now we are seeing the first plants blossom. So I am going to start that. Mjødurt was mentioned, so I'm going to look into that. I only know of some kind of the inner bark of willow. I haven't tried it, but it's supposed to be effective against headaches. I have some chaga, which I think is very good. Kratom, I don't know what that is. I can't go. I don't want to go to the pharmacy now to buy anything. You know, it will be there will be. That's the one place where you will be coughed on and sneezed on. You know. Um, yeah. So I'm going to look into plant medicine. Kratom is a plant. Okay. I don't know what it's called in Norwegian. Yeah, willow bark is aspirin, basically. Yes. And here's another thing. Here's another thing. I have a shortage of beer. I have only 1, 2, 3, 5 cans of beer left now. If okay, if it's illegal, well, I don't know what that is. It sounds like some kind of no. I don't from the comments. No, I don't think I will. That's not. I don't think I will go there. Um, yeah. So I was thinking, you know, I only drink non-alcoholic beer, but and obviously that it would be difficult to brew non-alcoholic beer, but yeah, well, I have been tested for, you know, they've been putting needles in me and done everything to find out what's causing the headache. I actually know because I had my neck broken and it started there at that moment, this pain. So my guess is that's the reason. Um, so yeah, well, you know, I still hope that this will be over in a little while and it will be totally safe to go to the stores and all that. You know, people still do, but um, yeah. Yes, I need to tell you, there's not like there's a food shortage in Norway. I don't think, I don't know what to say, but I don't think we'll get there. But this is also a little bit of me preparing if we have to. This is how we will live, you know, and we're okay, I guess. It's just it takes a little bit of getting used to. So yeah, I want you guys to respect the fact that there is something called demonetization, and this is a child-friendly channel. Actually, maybe not children are interested in. Maybe it's boring to them, but at least please don't. No, Maynard, I'm not you. I'm not going there. It's not going to happen. Um, while there is still some strength in me, it's not going to happen. And you need to respect that in this live stream, or you will be kicked out. Okay. So, and you need to also understand if this goes on now. I'm talking about willow bark, yes, Annika. I'm talking about going into the forest here and trying to find healthy. Trish, thanks a lot. Um, thanks a lot for moderating. So please respect that, okay? Because if it goes on, I will have to stop this live stream. Okay? Yeah. What you do yourself is not my business, but just want to say that please respect this live stream. So, yeah, I'm in Norway. You know, please respect that we have laws against things like that. Whatever you think about it, whatever the laws are in your country, we cannot have a discussion about that. I'm under Norwegian law. I'm on YouTube and I'm under Norwegian law. So please, please. Okay. Well, thank you, Chad. I have a willow tree on my property, actually. So that's not going to be a problem. No, it's not about free speech being dangerous. It's about if you don't follow the law, your channel might be shut down, okay? So if you want that to happen with this channel, then go on. You know, that's how you do it, okay? It's just the way it is. So if you want that, please go on, you know. So back to the live stream. I think that things will change rapidly in the coming days. It's still, you know, most countries I know, they have some degree of lockdown, either completely or some degree, and we're still eating our chocolate we bought last weekend. We're still good. We're still having the stores are open, but more and more people are getting quarantined, and then you can't go to the stores. So the mentality should start to change, and it's a wild guess, but I guess the mentality should start to change in about 10 to 14 days. Then I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic. It's not going to take a very long time. Also, let me just give you. Let me move into. If I'm stumbling in my speech a little bit, it's because of the headache. In Norway now, we are seeing the financial effects of this virus, this pandemic. In a matter of, it's less than a week, the unemployment rate has doubled in less than a week. So 84,000 people has been laid off since Wednesday. Hi there, Steve. Well, thank you. Steve is here. Since Wednesday, and in a population like the Norwegian one, that's a lot. As I said, it's a doubling of the amount of people that are unemployed. Yeah. So and that's just a start. You know, it's just a start. I'm in one of those businesses where we are good, you know, because people want books, especially in times like this. I mean, it's a bit cynical, but when you have to stay at home, you want some books to read, right? So, and books are you know, it's a very cheap form for entertainment as well. So, books tend to, and I learned this, I think, was it business school? Someone said that in times of recession, the publishing business tends to do well. So, yeah. So I'm good, you know, but it's yeah, it's sad to see that so many people are laid off, and in a matter of days they will have their income reduced to almost half. It's it's hard. It's going to be hard, you know. So we'll see how that goes. But I am actually optimistic. As I've said before, I'm actually optimistic about this whole thing. Now, I have a realism as well. I understand that this could go very bad. You know, this could really and probably will change everything. You know, and but I entertain a hope. Yes, my books are available in Swedish. I was just answering a question there. Um, um, yeah, well, I'm not. Yeah, my the first in the Viking series is in Swedish, and they are. I'm not up to date on which books are. Um, I'm not really up to date on every country when it comes to the publications there. But another super chat. Well, B Boyle, CLP 2500. Um, I don't know what CLP is. It sounds, looks like a fortune. Meditate, pray, eat. I can't read that. Some kind of food. Love your neighbor. So, yeah, well, I'm trying to look at some of the comments here. Effect on climate change. Well, the human impact on climate. Not saying that's the whole reason for climate change, obviously, but okay, it's about 2,500 CLP is about $3. Well, thanks a lot. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, well, obviously, some effect. I don't know how much, but oh, it's a Chilean peso. Okay. Yeah. Well. Mary. Mary says, all alone, wishing I could have made it to my family before, but it happened so fast. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. Well, at least we have, you know, we have this. If this was 10 years ago, I can't remember. 10 years ago, maybe. Yeah, 10 years ago we wouldn't have the ability to call people up and see their faces, like, and do like this. You know, lots of people are alone now. And very interesting, if this makes Europe more vulnerable to attacks from Russia or China. I don't think there will be attacks. There is no need for that. Hi there, the KG is here. But I think that there will be a lot of cheap European companies to buy for Chinese investors, you know. And I guess we can all imagine how that will affect many things. Iceland, similar situation as Norway. Yeah, lots of people writing. If you're only listening to this live stream, what I can say is that there are lots of people sharing their experiences now. Some are in quarantine. Some are asking, how long do you think the people will stay inside before they get tired of it? Very interesting question. We are all so solidaric. We're all so, you know, obedient now, aren't we? Will we have the same attitude when we've stayed inside for 2 weeks and eaten only pasta for the last 5 days? I don't think so. And that's why I think that if you ask me, I think this will have a, you know, make a jump again, because people will they will start to not care so much, especially if it looks like we are starting to beat this virus. Then I fear that people will stop self-isolating. They will stop. Yeah, the KG says the Banhammer Mjølner is here. Awesome. And then we might see the everything spike again. If this was a, you know, natural disaster or organized attack, well, I've wondered about that a lot. I think that it doesn't matter so much what I think about that. It happened. That's what matters. And it's here now. Will Shaw says, I've been in my house since January the 15th, been out 4 times. Robert, you know, I'll what can I say? Can you tell us what's going on? Do you have a fever? Are you coughing? What's it like? Have you been tested? Are you at home? So yeah, so if you heard that, let us know in the chat there. I hope I didn't get the names mixed up here. Kai says, I isolated myself already 2 weeks ago before it got bad. Probably very wise. I wanted us to do that as well, the family, but I didn't. I'm not the one who decides about those things, apparently. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Someone here taking advantage of this to potty train her kids or kid. KJ says in the Midlands, in the UK, people are panic buying. And Robert says, Björn, it starts like a normal fever. You cough a bit, you sneeze a bit, your eyes have tension. I mean, it's like a pressure on the eyes. Then it stops. Then it gets better, I hope. And that was the first phase. Okay. I actually thought I had it because I got a little bit of a runny nose, but you know, that was just for half a day. Probably I was out in the wind. Robert says, then the next phase starts. It gets better when it gets worse. Okay. No, I think some people, especially here in Norway, would say that I'm being a little bit dramatic, because there are lots of people, I guess most people, they go about their business as normal. At least they go shopping, and friends of my daughters, they are saying that they are still meeting their friends, they're going to the shopping and so on. I think I hope they're not being truthful about that, because they shouldn't do that. But I was out in a car a few days ago, and I saw some people driving around, and of course you can drive around, that's completely safe, but I saw most elderly people, so I hope I'm wrong, but the attitude seems to be among some elderly people I know that this isn't a big thing. Robert says, then you start to breathe heavily. When you go to sleep, you feel like you're drowning. You breathe tough. It's difficult, especially at night. Doesn't sound very nice. Are you getting help? Kravist 518 says tribe members need to make com groups, local groups within their states or locals. If in the event social media is censored. Yes. Some people, and I have the feeling more and more people think this is biological warfare. Communication, yes. Communication groups. Yeah. So So what we are going to do is we're going to wait this out, and I think everyone should. There is also the fact that if you can do that, you will help getting rid of this virus, to put it simply, and that will save lives. So I would probably not be at risk if I got it, but uh, someone who's sick, who has reduced lung capacity, old people, people being treated for cancer, people with lung disease, and so on. They are at risk, so we need to do our best to get rid of this virus, not for ourselves, but for people who are at risk. And I know younger people also are dying from this. I know, but in statistics, if we can trust them, says that it's mostly elderly people, and they are people too. So, yeah. Yeah, just going to the doctor could be enough to get it, so that's why I don't want to go to the doctor. Yeah. Yeah, well, as I said, I had a little bit of runny nose. That was just for a few hours one day, and that was gone. Yeah. I hope that this lockdown situation will last for a long time, actually, because if they let people go back to how it was too early, then this will go on and just go on and on and on. We need to get rid of this now. I haven't allowed for URL links in the comments, and that's because if I did, then people will just put a lot of ads there, going by this, going by that. So that's why I can't have URLs in the comments. Sorry about that. So yeah. But okay, a little bit tired, a little bit hungry as well, and going to have some food and something to drink. Yeah, I know I don't look good. I know, but listen, I've had a headache the whole day, and I am rationing the headache medicine here, so that's why I look the way I look. Okay. Yeah. You always look good. Well, thank you for that. I don't know if that's true, but I'll take that with me as a compliment from this live stream. Thank you very, very much. Yeah. Okay. I'll probably be out filmed another video for the main channel tomorrow, if the weather allows. And yeah. Also, I have a membership option now on the main channel. There's a link to my main channel in the video description. And yeah, I'm trying to put a little bit more material, more videos in the members section. But it's also the Patreon and all that. But the most important thing is that you're here and that we got to chat about this very important topic. Okay. Take care and stay safe, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye. Oh, Einherjar. Well, thanks a lot. Super chat there. That was very nice of you. He says, not all bad news. I'm going to be a father. Congratulations. That's awesome. That is good news. Congrats. That's awesome. What can I say? It's the greatest thing to happen to any man and woman, obviously. So, yeah, cheers for you. I would have opened a can of beer if I had more beer. I do have, but I have to. I have to save them. I only have 5 cans, but congratulations. Let's all, if you can, if you have enough beer or something else, then Einherjar deserves a toast. Okay, wonderful. Good news. That's great. So we'll finish with that news, great news, and I feel that I have to finish now because I'm kind of tired. So, but anyway, wonderful. Congratulations.